The boys are back, 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 the boys are back.
Hello!
The boys are back.
Oh Lord, we are peeking the hell out of this microphone.
Stop it. Can you lower the sensitivity or anything?
Maybe.
Just crank that down.
Okay, we can move it a little bit forward
Alright.
now, I think.
Okay. Hello.
That's good.
So, if you don't
Maybe I
know
can
what
make
we're
it
talking about, if you
a
don't know who the boys are, the boys...
The boys are 21 Pilots.
You're peeking it again.
Oh,
you gotta
Lord.
turn it back down. This is
Those
how
are
it's
the
gotta
boys.
be. The boys are 21 Pilots, and
That's
if you
who the
didn't
boys
watch,
are.
we're legit. You know, they're not our favorite band. We're gonna have probably 3 separate podcasts just about them doing new things, but they're not our favorite.
They're
band.
just the
They're
weirdest.
One of them.
when-
They're the most extra.
They just do the stuff that gives us the most to talk about.
So if you didn't see our other thing
We talked about this website,
that
they
crafted.
and this week they did some more things with said website. Just go watch the other one to know what they were doing a couple months ago.
But
By
now
the way,
they added
months.
they added new stuff to the website, and they started posting things, which they were on hiatus. And you know, most bands when they're on hiatus, it just means they're not making music, so they might still
Or doing
post
tours
some
or doing
things.
interviews.
Yeah,
really.
so like you know, they might still post like fan art or like. The members of the band might still tweet things. But these people, they changed all their profile pictures to just be black, basically. Or
Yeah, they...
maybe have something on them. They didn't tweet
Yeah.
anything on any one of their accounts.
Their
Tyler didn't tweet
version
anything.
of a hiatus
Josh didn't tweet
is,
anything.
Their version of a hiatus is dropping off the face of the earth for you.
They would not
basically.
take pictures with people that ran into them because they didn't want to break the hiatus.
They were dedicated to that idea.
And they broke it. It's over now. Just over a year since it started, and they're like, haha, so I guess that's cool that they didn't make us wait 8
they made
years.
some changes to the website.
The website was down for a little bit.
They posted some shit, casually dropped 2 singles and a music video in the dead of night, you know?
So they put
The
new stuff
usual.
to start with the website, with the thing that we've already talked about. They added a picture and a letter. But the letter was on, like, the back of the picture, but they, like, posted both separately so you could see both sides. But the picture was what looked like a dead body. And it's not a dead body. We'll get into that. And on the other side is a letter from Clancy, because up until then he had been talking about realizing that Dima, which is where he lived, was actually not this great place that he had been kind of like brainwashed into believing it was, and how he wanted to escape, and how he was gonna like try to like cause a diversion and get out through like tunnels and stuff, and he did it. And this last letter was him talking about how he's out of Dima and he's like seeing these beautiful like colorful grassy hills and all these things that he's never seen before, and how it's scary, and and sometimes he wants to go back but he's not going to. And that ties in very well with basically everything that they did, which makes sense.
So
'cause
that
they planned
was
it.
the last update to this website.
Yes. And then they started
then
posting shit again.
And it was a bird eye. It turned out to be a bird eye. It kind of looked like a bird eye.
Yeah, it didn't look like a human eye.
And then
very
inside said eye, there was like videos playing of just some like ominous like sounds and background music and stuff.
Yeah.
Not really music, more just like weird tones.
That's the best way to describe them.
And there was like
if you're watching this, you probably heard it. You know what they were.
and they were like in the eye there was like a video of someone on a white horse and a bunch of people throwing shit at him.
As you do.
Like, there wasn't actual shit. It's like, you can really tell what it is. I think we can pretty much say for sure what it was now after the music video.
Because it was things from the music video, and the like kind of sounds were sounds from the song that was in the music video. But they changed their profile picture to their new symbol, which is really cool. It's pretty much the same thing, except it's yellow now, and there's 2 lines on each side instead of 1.
I don't think that's like a new symbol. I think that's just like
And updated. They change it for every era, but it's still basically the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're actually adding like 2 lines to it permanently, if that's because it's like the 5th album, so now there's like 5 lines.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Either way, it's
It's
basically
like Lots
the
of
same.
Moon kind of
cool.
did something similar.
Yeah.
When Worth Nothing, they like changed their logo to have like 3 lines in the middle instead of a plus, because it was the 3rd album.
Yeah.
So it might be so. That's just what I immediately assumed it was.
Yeah. Who knows though? And they covered pretty much, like, they covered up their banner, they covered up their website with like yellow tape.
So you couldn't read the name on them.
So we were all like, ah! And then the next day, they did it again. They slightly moved some things. They moved the tape around a bit so you could see things more. And they posted another video with the eye opened more, and that was when you could really see like the horse and stuff. And the first one you couldn't really make out anything that was happening because the eye was too close. And I think that was cool because when they went on hiatus, they spent like 12 hours closing an eye that very much fit the aesthetic of the old era, and then when they opened up the new eye, it's like the new stuff. Yeah.
Now we're in the trench era, I guess. Why is it called Trench?
I don't know.
Yeah, they announced the new album coming out. It's called Trench.
I like the name, but
reason.
My one criticism, it doesn't really roll off the tongue like the other ones do. Like, they're self-titled, regional at best, vessel, blurry face, trench. I like it, and I'm sure that the reason it's called Trench will be made apparent at some point, but like, as of now, it kind of is like the odd one out, which is fine. But yeah, speaking of yellow tape, everything is yellow now.
Yellow and black.
Yellow,
strong color scheme.
There's the
Steam.
new logo. Steam. They changed like the like how the band's written on like the website. That looks cool. Reminds me of Star Wars a little bit. That's probably just because it's really blocky text and it's like bright ass yellow. So it's so it's like. That's just what it reminds me of. And yeah, I dig it. I'm gonna go to Hot Topic as soon as my Hot Cash is available to use and just scoop up any top merch that they have that's yellow, which they hopefully will have, but who knows. Cause
they had hiatus merch at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll have no longer hiatus merch at Hot Topic.
God, why are they this way?
Yeah.
The new songs.
So that's I was gonna say
okay.
something, but I forgot what it was.
Oh.
I think. Hold on. Yeah, no.
But yeah, birds are a thing. That seems
Yeah,
to be
I don't know
pretty...
what's with the birds. The album cover has a bird on it.
It has a vulture on it.
Yes.
I don't know. And then there was the picture with the birds on it. The only sort of thing I can think of is that vultures are called, I don't know why they're called flightless birds, because they can fly.
Yeah.
But they're called flightless birds. Like, they're the flightless birds. So, like, on the website, when they had a bunch of, vultures lined up on the Tower of Silence, it was literally an aisle of flightless birds. Which just makes, that's the only connection I can think of to vultures. Which seems...
they did have a connection to the whole Tower of Silence thing, which, as we talked about, was an old religion's way of burying their dead, kind of, because they didn't want to bury their dead, opening them.
So they just let vultures eat them in this
yes!
tower. So, you know, that was fun. That's probably what's with the birds, because they're all vultures, and this has to do with Dima, which is like the Tower of Silence thing. So that's probably why there's birds.
Yeah, that's something... I figured they might have some, like, music videos connecting to that whole story they were putting together. But I think it's gonna be the album. It's what the album's about. It's a concept album. I'm predicting...
really hoping that it's gonna be a concept album.
Because, I mean, Nico and the Niners, which is one of the songs they released...
They released Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners.
And Nico and the Niners already has, like, even in the title, Nico was the name of one of the bishops from the website, and there were 9 bishops, so Nico and the Niners.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all, I think it, they
I
already
bet it's
wrote a
gonna be
song
like
about-
Danger Days.
Yeah, they're pulling
Like
a Danger Days on it.
Danger Days, My Chemical Romance album, they tied, it wasn't just like with the Young Blood Chronicles where they decided that they were going to take this album and make music videos for all of them that tied together and made a story, which was really cool, but like
The actual
songs were part of the story.
They were
had,
about the world they created.
yeah, they were
like
they were about the world. The only one that wasn't was Vampire Money, which was kind of like a fourth wall like that they tacked on at the end.
Yeah.
It was cool. But
like,
for most
Young
of
Blood
it,
Chronicles the songs had nothing to do with the story they were telling. In Danger Days, the songs were about the story.
they had actual songs on the album that are on the CD. We've listened to the CD through multiple times. That have Dr. Death Defying. They talk about Battery City. They talk about
the Scarecrows. They talk about Destroyer. This is
Destroyer.
Nonsense to anyone who doesn't know anything
but
about
it's
My
all
Chemical
related
Romance.
to this world that they created, and judging from like both the music video and just the actual lyrics and the names of the song and stuff like that, that's what 21 Pilots is doing.
They built
and I
this.
am so hyped. They built
I'm
a world.
so ready. They
and
made
they're
a
making
world with
their
this
songs
website.
around it. They built up this world and gave you exposition with this website, which is a way more cryptic way of doing it than My Chemical Romance did. My Chemical Romance posted some creepy videos on their YouTube page, but at least like if the click was not as insane as we are, so many people might not have seen that. Cause like no, you had to like click on a GIF on their like merch website.
They have so much trust in us as a fan base.
They expect us to be crazy.
There's like, dude, totally. I'm pretty sure like in like a lot of fan bases, no one would have ever found that. Then they could have. There's a strong chance they would do this. They would probably, if no one found it for a while, they probably would have just made it a little more obvious at some point.
Yeah, but no, we found it, and then like within like a day or so of someone finding it, the website was temporarily down because of how many people were fucking clicking on it. But yeah,
I love
so they
the
did it
sometimes.
they did it in a much more cryptic way than My Chemical Romance did. But their songs and so far their music
They're doing
videos,
it in like a much more clearer way though. Because,
Yes.
like, My Chemical Romance, they upload some creepy videos, but you got, like, nothing.
Yeah, you didn't glean any information from them.
They were just kind of creepy.
With this one, at least you're like, alright, we're getting some dystopian shit.
We're getting some, like, you have a story, you have a basis.
You have an
Danger
idea.
Days was just a whole lot of, just a bunch of shit out of context.
So yeah, they're kind of doing they're
it.
mixing in the songs and the music videos into this world that they've already given you a little bit of a taste of, and I love that. I think it's the best thing.
And I hope that's
love
the whole
Danger
album.
Days. I love the Young Blood Chronicles. I want it to be the whole ass album. I'm begging them. I'm begging you, 21 Pilots, make it the whole ass album. It's what I need. Water our crops.
Have they released a track list?
I don't know. I know that the album's coming out October 5th. That's all I know.
Because I saw something on Tumblr that kind of, like, looked like it. That was clearly, like, supposed to be the track list, but
People make fake track lists.
Yeah.
Like, not even, like, just meaning to, like, deceive people. Like, they just, like, think it's a fun thing to do to make fake
True,
track lists.
okay.
But then some people do it to deceive people. So.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't sure if it was, so I wanted to hear if they'd, like, release the track list, because I was like,
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to learn more about Clancy. I'm ready to learn more about everything. I want more.
More. So the actual songs, they're really good.
I'm gonna start with Jumpsuit, because that was,
Yeah.
like, the first one that they really announced and the first one that we watched. So Jumpsuit, when we clicked on the YouTube video, I was a little uncertain about it, because before we clicked on it, there was an ad that played for like, their tour, which is called the Banditos Tour, which doesn't seem to have anything to fucking do with anything, but, you know, they're weird, so we'll let
Some
it slide.
people have said that maybe, like, all those people that were on the mountain in the music video might be called the Banditos or something.
That's possible. We'll probably figure it out at some point. We can't rush them. And during that ad, they played the very ending of Jumpsuit, which is basically just him screaming Jumpsuit a couple times. And I liked the bass line, but I was like, oof, I don't know if I want him screaming the whole time. And he didn't. It was just at the end. It was just classic 21 Pilots screaming as the climax of the song, and it was good. But when I first heard that part, I was a bit like, oof. And
I was a bit like, oof, mainly because it was like, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's just Tyler screaming, and
I was like, oh no.
I was like, yeah,
My
what is
friend,
this?
I was talking to her about it earlier today because we were hanging out, and she said that she saw a thing on Twitter that was like a couple seconds of it, and I don't know what part of it she listened to. I don't know what part of the song was, but she said that she thought it sounded very pop. So she was a bit like, oh no.
I don't know what any part of
I know,
these
none of that
pop.
sounded pop at
Not
all. Maybe
any
she's
of it.
just crazy. I don't know. She doesn't know this
I'm
exists.
pretty
As far
sure,
as I know,
like-
she's never gonna see it.
I'm pretty sure every time any alternative band releases new music, it doesn't really matter what it is. People are gonna be like, it sounds too pop.
Yeah, but then when she
everything-
clicked on the whole thing, she was like, this is a fucking jam, and it's like her favorite song out of the two. And I enjoy it. It's got a bop. It's got a very strong punk rock-esque bass line.
It sounded...
It sounds like Fall Out Boy when you first click on it.
Yeah, it's a very edgy bass line, kind of like the start to Stay Frosty or Your Milk.
Yes,
it doesn't
that's
sound
what
anything.
it reminded me. It doesn't
It's-
actually sound
The actual
like it.
bass line, but like the intensity of the bass is kind of like at the same level.
Yeah. It gave me the same kind of like, oh, I'm gonna go fuck some shit up now kind of feeling.
It was Jumpsuit in particular was like a lot more punk rock. Than
It
they
was.
usually are.
It was very,
like sometimes
very
they're a little
punk
bit
rock.
punk. Like Fairly Local's kind of punk rock.
Yeah.
Lane Boy doesn't really sound punk rock, but lyrically it's pretty punk rock.
Yeah, they have like kind of punk rock themes, but the overall tone is more like alternative punk than like punk rock.
All punk is alternative.
I know, but just like, well, okay,
Alternative punk means nothing.
shut up. It's like not really punk. Like they have a lot of punk rock themes. They have a lot of elements.
They don't
that are in
really
punk rock, but they're
sound
not
punk.
really like a punk rock band.
They don't really sound punk rock. but
Yeah, they're
sometimes
like an
they're really-
alternative rock or alternative pop band.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them alternative pop. That doesn't sound like they're not pop enough.
Pop.
When I think
is
of
like,
alternative pop, I think of like Walk the Moon and AJR. I don't think
Yeah.
of 21 Pilots.
Even Walk the Moon's like a little bit more, is like pretty much more alternative rock than alternative pop. Though sometimes they can
yeah,
be kind of poppy,
yeah.
which is fine. I don't
Yeah,
have
I
a
dig
problem
it.
with pop music, especially alternative pop music.
Alternative pop isn't even like pop music at that point. It's just alternative music that's like happier.
That's just
that's
happy
what
alternative music. That's what alternative pop means.
It's like alternative, but not emo and not angry. Usually, sometimes it can get a little angry.
Sometimes it can get a little emo.
But
Alternative
generally-
genres are a mess.
Oh gosh.
But anyway, it sounds... This whole album kind of seems to have, like, strong... Like, Nico in the 90s doesn't sound punk rock at all.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of more hip-hop than a lot of their stuff.
A lot. Well,
Even
a
though they
lot
have
of their-
rap.
A lot of their songs kind of have like hip hop bits in them, not like bad hip hop. Just like like he
You
raps in a lot of their songs, and it kind of's got like those like funky kind of like groove
Like
and
techno.
yeah, techno bits.
Well, hip-hop isn't really techno at all. But
Okay, well, you
hip
know what
hop,
I mean.
it's like, I've actually noticed throughout time that I actually don't mind hip hop and rap as long as it's like mixed with other genres.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
Sunshine Whiptide has some like hip hop elements in it, and that's a really good
don't-
song.
mind them. I like them on their own. Like like. When we were talking about like Play for the Wicked, there was like that one part in Old Fashioned starts off very like 90s hip hop sounding.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig it. And I like rap. I just don't like rap music because I don't like the actual, because most of the time the music is just bass and like maybe some other stuff, but it's mostly just bass and like synth, and it's not that
shitty.
complicated, and it sounds
shitty.
bad, and the lyrics are normally bad, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go fuck everything up, but not in like a punk rock way, just in like, I'm gonna go get arrested because I started a fight kind of way, I'm the fucking boss, when it's like, oh gosh,
I'm gonna go
way.
do 15 drugs and
slap a woman because I think they're inferior.
Rap music.
And the voices are annoying.
Oh yeah, the voices are quite terrible.
But the actual art of rap, I like
actual
it.
vocal style does not. I like it. It's like that's why it's like if you take like one element or like a few seconds of something that sounds hip hop, like in kind of like old fashioned Panic at the Disco. It's like that's and like put it in a song that's like mainly another genre. Then it's fine. But if you like, if it's like pure hip hop or rap, it's like, oof, no.
Yeah, and even like, some parts of like Nico and the Niners kind of has a bit more of like the hip hop kind of rap.
Ironically,
vibe
to me,
it.
the rapping part sounds the least hip hop.
Yeah, I think when he said, I'm trying to remember what exactly he says, but there's this one part. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's Nico and the Niners. I don't want to be like a complete fucking plebeian. But it's like, when he's like, we'll win, but not everyone will make it out, or something like that. That's Nico and the Niners. The way he says that sounds like a rap song. But he sounds good, so I don't care.
Yeah, it sounds a little more hip hop than they usually do. But I kind of dig it a little bit.
I'm here for it.
But
I really like that kind of like groove kind of thing. That a lot of like Message Man has that Fall Away, has that kind of like groove feel to it. Yeah, so, and
like I
dig
said,
that.
take like one element of hip hop or rap and put it in a song that isn't that genre, and it's great.
Yeah.
If you put all the elements of hip hop and rap together into a hip hop or rap song, it sounds awful, and no one should ever do it.
It's like when the band, basically the way to sum it up is when the bands that we like put elements from rap or hip hop into a song, they pull it off. But when Spotify, for some godforsaken reason, tries to play us a hip hop song, it's shitty. That's what we're trying to say.
Maybe a little bit
pretentious as that sounds.
Maybe a little bit.
That's the best way.
Hypocritical to be like, it sucks unless one of the bands we like does it, but they can pull it off.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I hate being pretentious, but that's kind of what we're getting at. We have a better reasoning behind that to get that, but like too long, don't read, that's what we're saying.
If you like hip-hop and rap, you
whatever.
do you. It's
I have
not
friends
all
that like that shit. I don't like it.
It's not always
But,
the worst.
Some
of
it
it's
be, some of it
okay.
is passable. Okay, let's get back on topic.
But yeah, what I was saying
jumpsuit. Okay, go.
was that like this whole, maybe it's just like the whole theme of like the rebellion thing with Dima like escaping and rebelling. But it's, this whole album seems to have more of a punk rock vibe.
I'm here for it.
And it's like the album art too. It looks all like weird and gritty, and it's like it has like that contrast of like a really dark color and like a really bright ass color.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it immensely.
I'm here for anything becoming more punk rock.
Yeah, Jumpsuit is very, very much about like rebellion and escape.
Yes.
Especially like the bridge. I feel like the bridge, like the whole song relates to the music video really well, but the bridge in particular is like basically like he's saying like, I'll follow you, but you'll have to like choke the life out of me first, and I'll stop my plans, but you have to tie me down and chop off my hands first. It's like, you will have to like literally beat the living shit out of me, break me down completely in order to get me to do what you want, and it probably is not gonna happen. And I love it.
I do. I love it.
I also like that, like, you know, the main put is like the main like kind of line is jumpsuit, cover me. And the ending of the last letter that Clancy posted on the website is cover me.
It
with
is.
an exclamation point. Yeah, at the very end. It seems random because he's just like he's basically saying, I have experienced new things and I am not going to stop no matter how much I sometimes want to. Well, he was like, I am not going to stop no matter how scared I get. And then he says, cover me, with an exclamation point.
Even, like, the line before it kind of relates to Jumpsuit. Like, what you were saying with the bridge. It's cool. It's a good song. I really like it. It's probably my favorite of the two. I like how close...
I like the lyrics better, but I don't know. I maybe it's just because, once again, I really like that, like, grooving thing, but I really like how Nico and the Niners
I really
sounds.
like how Nico and the Niners, like, connects to the story.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, I don't like the way it sounds as much. I do like the way it sounds. Just not
I can't
as
really
much
pick
as
a
I
favorite.
like
I love them both.
I love them both, too.
Yeah.
I like Jumpsuit a little bit better.
That's fair. It's a good choice. But now the music video for Jumpsuit fits in with the song very well. It starts off, I couldn't hear what he was saying at first. You had the volume up on your computer to literally 100% and you couldn't hear it. But he says, we were here the whole time. You were asleep. Time you woke up, which is all deep and funny and stuff, but then it's also funny because I just remembered this, like, when I was out with my friends. My friend has, like, Twitter notifications on for Josh and Tyler, so Josh tweets good morning, which is the first thing he's tweeted in over a year, and then he after that just tweets, sorry about that, me and Tyler were deciding who was in the band and who wasn't, but I think we've got it sorted out now.
Perfect.
So Tyler's over here being like he still hasn't said anything as far as I'm aware, and they were both just here masterminding this, like...
Who is tweeting? Because you've just said Tyler
three
times in a row.
I didn't mean to say Tyler, but Josh tweeted those things. But then, like, the both of them were just out here
Tyler said... Good morning, sorry, me and Tyler were trying. Tyler hasn't said it.
I'm sorry. I thought I was thinking Josh in my brain. It was Josh. But, Josh and Tyler have been sitting here for about a year, I guess, just, like, crafting this, like, world and being all cryptic and spooky, and then he's just like, yeah, we were fighting over who's in the band, which, if you're unfamiliar, which I don't know why you'd be watching this if you're unfamiliar, that's like a running joke, because they're both like, I'm kicking you out of the band, which I think is great, because that's basically what I'm like with all of my friends. I'm like, I'm kicking you out of this car. I'm leaving you at this McDonald's.
We're not friends anymore.
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah, that's the inside running joke amongst them. It's just, you're out of the band.
Yeah, but anyway, back to, like, so he starts out with, we were here the whole time, you were asleep, time you woke up. And it it picks up kind of where the Heavy Dirty Soul video ended, which was the last one they did before they announced hiatus.
Yeah, so that was cool, because it kind of implies, yes, we've been standing here this entire time. And it's also, it's kind of weirdly true, also, in a sense, because they're like, because everyone was like, oh, they're on hiatus, they're not doing anything, so they were like, haha, we were here the whole time, because they were doing things, they were making that website, and they were making this album, presumably.
Yeah.
So it's like
we just weren't there to see it.
So it's like they
were here the whole time. We were asleep, but now they're showing us what they've been doing, so we're waking up. We stand.
I like it. I like that. Yeah. It's a cool opening.
What I got from the music video is that it obviously takes place in the world with Dima in it, and it seems to have Clancy, which is presumably Tyler, in the place where his last letter took place, because the way he was describing it has made it seem like it was this very green, hilly area that he's never seen before. So
this
that's
place
what the
wasn't
music
super
video.
Green?
It was pretty green.
Was it? It looked pretty not.
There was a lot of rocks, and it was overcast, but it was a very, like, deep, kind of, like, dark green. There was a lot of foliage.
Up on the top of the hill looked pretty green. The place where he was looked pretty rocky.
Well, he was in, like, a creek, but...
That's true.
But yeah, basically, what I got from it was that it's Clancy in the location of his last letter, and, it starts out with him lying on the ground and looking like the picture that he wrote the letter on, so that's presumably him. And then someone, and I think that it's Nico... So, like,
it's
the
definitely
bishop.
One of the bishops.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Clancy said that he lived in, like, the bishop that, like, was called Nico. So I'm pretty sure it was Nico tries to bring him back and does this weird kind of like trance thing to him by like feeling up his neck. Which I think is then cool because it's like, during that part in the music video, that's when the bridge starts, and he's like, "You'll have to choke the life out of me first." Basically, he doesn't say exactly like that. That's just the best way he can word it. And then there's like fingerprints on his neck.
Yeah, it was also a Blueface reference because his neck just got more black.
Yes,
because they left black marks, and then they If you're not familiar with 21 Pilots, which again, why are you here? You must really like us, I guess, if you're here. But that was a thing in the last album. Blueface, Tyler would like paint his
hands and neck
black
to
be like Blueface symbolism. Woo.
Yeah, they're deep shits.
Complicated. Not really.
So yeah, but then the people on the cliff, who I assume are other people from Dima who have escaped because they're dressed very similar to him, help him kind of break his chance by throwing flower petals at him, which was the thing that they were throwing at the guy on the white horse in like
yellow
the eye
flower
thing.
petals.
They were yellow flower petals.
And it kind of breaks his trance.
And he runs away. And I think that Heavy Dirty Soul might be like a prequel or sequel to this.
Because it's like he's
I'm
there at
thinking
the beginning.
sequel.
I'm thinking prequel because it like...
I don't know, because it's like, I'm either thinking...
At the end of the music video, it shows him with the car again. He takes the jumpsuit out of the car and puts it on and walks away.
Yeah, I'm either thinking that it's him before he goes to Dima, because, like, he realizes that Dima, he's always thought that Dima was his home, but it's not. So presumably he was from somewhere else, and then he just got brainwashed. So it could have been him.
I always assumed he was from Dima.
Well,
because he thought it was his home and he was brainwashed, so I assumed...
Well, yeah, but it could have been like he was taken from somewhere else and then brainwashed, so he thought he lived there his whole life and it was his home. And then he realized that it doesn't.
It wasn't that. That what I got from that was that he lived his whole life there thinking it was this great place, it was a great home. Like, it was like a homely place, and it was a place you would want to call you home, and then he realized it was just this weird
that's
dystopia.
another possible thing. It's one of those, I'm pretty sure, but it's either, I feel like that he could have, that if it's like a prequel, then like it's him before going to Dima, or it's a sequel and it's him like he's like escaped and he got a car somehow.
See, I was thinking it was like a prequel, as in, like, he had escaped from Dima already, and Heavy Dirty Soul just takes place, like, right before jumpsuit music video. Because he just takes the jumpsuit out and walks away with it, so...
That's true.
And puts it on.
Judging from, like, the stuff on the website, it seems like the hilly area was basically... what he got, like, basically, like, pretty soon. Well, no, because he says that he's traveled a lot. So that's possible, too. I don't know. Those are the three most likely things, I feel like. Is that it's either a sequel to, like, what's currently happening, so, like, Heavy Dirty Soul is him, like, later on after he's been away from Dima for a while. Or it's, like, right before Jumpsuit, or it's before he went to Dima.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling.
This is one thing, to back away from the weird theories and deep meanings. I didn't notice this until someone on Tumblr mentioned it, but the music video is just kind of pretty.
It is very
in a
pretty.
Weird way. Like, it doesn't... You don't really think of videos, unless it's, like, something animated with a really cool animation style of being pretty. But this one's, I don't know why. It's just, it is.
I used to only really think of it with, like, animation and stuff, but I think, like, after I, like, kind of got more of appreciation for, like, art and more of an appreciation for cinematography, like, I've started to, like, look at shows and been like, wow, this is a really pretty show. Like, Sherlock is very gritty, but it's so well shot, and the cinematography's so good. And the sets are so good. It's just a really pretty, well put together show. And I do get what you're saying. It's very pretty.
I
The
didn't
colors
really
are
know.
very, like, saturated.
Really, I'm pretty sure they are exactly the opposite of saturated.
What I got from, well, it's parts of it. It's like the overall tone is like very like dark, but it's like the green is a very deep green and the yellow is a very bright yellow.
But
and
like everything seemed like duller.
everything is kind of like dull because it's like overcast and it's like
I think
dark.
it has a filter on it.
I don't think so.
It did. The colors don't look like natural to me.
Well, they might, but
I'm gonna look at it. You think
they don't really look natural, but it's like not all of it is super saturated, but I feel like that parts of it look saturated to me. Like I feel like I could be like just remembering it wrong, but I feel like the green was a very deep green and the yellow was a very vibrant yellow and like the guy's cape was a very bright
cape
red.
was very bright. No other color in this whole music video was bright at all. Look at that yellow.
You're gonna tell me that the flowers
okay, the
fucking
flowers.
bright?
You can see the flowers. Look in the thumbnail. Look at them.
Click on the video right now and go to the part in the bridge where he looks at the flowers on the ground and tell me that's not a bright ass fucking yellow. Look at that!
Okay,
you tell me that's not bright yellow?
Okay, that is bright yellow, but look at all the other colors.
Okay, when the down in the green doesn't look saturated. From up above, it looked like a very saturated green to me.
Yeah, this is why I didn't think it was very green. Look at them.
Okay,
that's like a very not saturated green.
Okay, well, from up above, it looked very saturated to me. I'm sorry for having an opinion over what color the grass is.
Okay, it looks very bright there.
Yeah!
It's like at certain points it looks really desaturated and at others it does not.
Yeah. I like the cinematography a lot.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
It was very well made. After we stopped arguing over whether or not the green was bright enough to qualify as saturated. Can you just let me live, like, once? Literally every time I say something, you're like, fuck you, you all. And I'm like, let me live.
That's just how I am.
Well, shut up, it's the color of green.
We've come to the moderate, medium conclusion that, the colors look different at different points in the video. So sometimes the green looked bright and other times it did not.
The colors are cool. That's something.
Yes.
That's something we can agree on. Yeah, alright. Anyway, moving on to Nico and the Niners so you can like fucking lay off.
With the music.
You're not?
No.
Alright.
Well, it really reinforces the fact that this is probably going to be some kind of story, at least for some of it. And also, the people on the mountain, especially Josh, they look pretty badass.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to cosplay so bad.
I know, me too. Those Josh, like, he's done it in a couple music videos, not this one where he has, like, a handkerchief. I'm like, it looks so cool. He looks so badass when he does
aesthetic.
it.
You don't understand.
It
Like, every time there's,
looks
like, a
so-
superhero or something, I'm just like, you want... It's, or, like... There's a lot of things where, like I know that in some, like, things for Fun Ghoul, I don't remember if he does it during the music videos, but in some, like, the art form, he has, like, that bandana that's around his neck up over his face. And it's, like, sometimes superheroes do that.
So
Bandits
badass.
and things do that. And I'm like, if you want to up your badass level by, like, 45 billion points, wear a mask. Especially, like, a bandana that's just
a mask
over
around
your
your
face.
nose, around the bottom part of your
The ones that go around
face.
your eyes are kind. I don't like those as much. Those are pretty weird.
They're like wearing a mask, like especially like a bandana that just covers like the bottom half of your face for whatever reason. It just looks so fucking
It's such
badass.
it's a power move. It's the ultimate power move. I recommend it all the time. I'm just gonna start wearing one around and just to feel cool and get weird.
The
looks.
jumpsuits are cool.
Oh,
Josh,
I really
in
want
particular, look really badass.
I
The
wanna
badass.
from what I'm getting from all of, like, the things really so far where there have been, like, a big story behind these things, like, I have cosplayed as the young blood, as, like, people in the Young Blood Chronicles. I want to cosplay as people in Danger Days, and I want to cosplay this. I just...
You can, like,
give it
buy
to
their
me.
jacket.
Give me these solid aesthetics.
Give me the badass punk rock aesthetics. I love punk
I dig
rock
it so
aesthetics.
much.
If you haven't noticed, we're a little bit punk rock. At least I am. I don't know about you.
We overlap by like 98%.
we're both kind of punk rock.
We're
a little
pretty
bit.
punk
A
rock.
lot.
I literally have a black jean jacket that I'm gonna put like...
I've been getting progressively more punk rock since like 8th grade.
Yo.
So about the time I got into Fall Out Boy, that was the beginning.
I'm here for I have like a punk rock aesthetic, and then I also have like a bright ass color aesthetic. I'm working
punk
on
rock
blending.
can be bright ass colors.
Danger Days.
Yes.
That's the perfect blend of my aesthetics. Basically, half my aesthetic is Phil, and the other half is Dan. That's the way some of this has gone in so many different directions. Back to the music video.
That was all. I wanted
Oh.
to say. I just wanted to say that Josh looked badass, and that was it.
You're right. It's number 1 on trending.
Oh yeah, it got number 1 on trending. That's cool.
I'm literally looking at your points, and you're like, it's right in front of your fucking face, and you're like, that's all. And then I look over, and the very first thing on your points is something that you haven't said yet.
It wasn't that important to me to say that.
Anyway, as of right now, it's number 1 on trending. I'm proud of my boys. They come back with a power move.
Every trending page has like 17,000 like music artists on it, so deserve
the trending pages are always just like hot garbage fires. So I mean,
it's
there's
always
one
good
gem
to see a gem up there.
Yeah,
once in a while.
So Nico and the Niners. I just want to say very, very quickly, I really like the cool visuals for the audio.
Yes,
I really like stuff like that. Like Walk the Moon did that too with like a lot of their audio. Like it just kind of like it's something where it's like you could just, like you don't have to focus on like the music video and the song at the same time, but you're not just staring at it like a thing. There's like things kind of like gently moving. There's like it like kind of like you have something to look at and something to be like, oh wow, but then it's like not super vital to anything. I really like that kind of stuff. I kind of wanted to do that with like a podcast background, but we found out that would be way more complicated than need be, so we didn't do that. But I really like it when you just kind of like when there's something
one of
that is
movie makers' effects over it. Could put like the firefly effect. Makes like sparklies.
Oh yeah.
This podcast might have glitter on it, guys.
It won't be fitting at all. But yeah, I like that.
More
kind
like
of thing.
burning flames of death would probably be more fitting.
But yeah, I like that. I like the visuals for it. It's cool.
True.
And then
True.
the song's a jam. As I said before, I really like the kind of like groove to it. It's kind of like the best way that I can think of to describe it is it's like floaty, which probably doesn't make any sense, but that's the word that came to my brain. Is it's kind of like creepy. It's kind of like floaty. It reminds me of Message Man a bit. It's kind of got like that same kind of like vibe to it as like those kind of songs that kind of have similar like Message Man and like Fall Away and stuff. It's just kind of like you just kind of like the visuals really work for it because it's just kind of like a very kind of flowing thing. And that's what the picture in my brain makes when I hear Nico and the Niners.
So this is just a personal thing, but the first few notes, just like the first 3, which repeat through the song, remind me of
definitely ukulele.
Remind me of the beginning of another song, and I don't know what song it is.
If you know what song it is, comment below.
It's just the first few notes, which, like, once it starts repeating those notes, then it's like, oh, yeah, the similarities end. But I just feel like there's another song starts with 3 notes that are similar, and then the songs just go in 2 completely different directions because the similarities, the reminding just ends immediately.
It does remind me of something, though, and I feel like it might be a different 21 Pilots song.
For some reason, I feel like it's either a 21 Pilots song or one of those really old Walk the Moon songs.
That's possible. When I hear it, I get a mental picture of, like, Tyler playing the ukulele in, like, a music video, and I can't remember what music video it is.
See, for me, I get, like, almost, like, a different song starts playing in my head.
Yeah, it's like...
That goes
I'm getting that
totally in another direction. They're not similar at all, except for those first 3 notes.
Yeah, I kind of get the same thing. I don't think I'm getting it as strongly as you are, but it's bugging me now.
But that's it. That's all about that. Also, the rap part. What the fuck, Tyler?
Ooh,
Who said he was allowed to
Boy,
do
I'm barely getting
that.
the hang of Ode to Sleep, and that was 2 albums ago now. I mean, you gotta slow down a bit. I'm not even gonna attempt Kitchen Sink for a while.
That wasn't him, though, in that part.
Yeah, but he probably fucking wrote it.
He
I don't
probably...
know.
Yeah, he wrote it, probably.
Yeah. But
he didn't rap it.
I know the words to Ode to Sleep, and I can rap them, just not to the speed
I can
that
do
he
it.
raps
I can
them.
do Ode to Sleep.
You can do the whole ass thing.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think I've pulled it off successfully like twice, and then
It's
the
like
other times I get like
50-50.
Yeah, I get kind of like I
up.
get like too tongue tied.
I get tongue-tied sometimes too, but I can do it. I'm capable of
You can do
doing
the whole ass song.
it. Yes.
The whole ass. Okay, whatever.
The rest of the song isn't hard.
I know. But, like, I could do the beginning of it for a really long time, and then I finally got that. I probably would have mastered it a while ago, but I was just too lazy to, like, sit down and look at the lyrics and then be like, okay. But anyway, the rap break in Nico and the Niners is pop, and I enjoy.
It's really fast. It's quite
very
impressive.
He's a multi-talented boy.
Really weird that I've seen this video, and apparently he started rapping by, like, accident. Like, he was trying to figure... It was, like, a really old video, like, when they were, like, a really tiny band. He was just talking about, like, why he started doing rapping and songs. It's because he was trying to figure out how he wanted, like, one part of a song to be sung. And then, like, while he was, like... And he just started, like, saying it out loud. And eventually he just got to the point where he was rapping it. And he was like, well, I'm not allowed to do that ever. But then he just started doing it.
Good. I'm glad that he decided that he doesn't give a shit.
He was like, I probably shouldn't do that. That's the worst. But then he just did it anyway.
Well, They're
And now
the
he's
only
really good at it.
They're the only band that has good rap in it. That's not true. Fall Out Boy has some rap in it. Whether or not it's good is a very subjective thing. It doesn't ruin the song. Whether or not it makes the song better, it's questionable.
It's not.
It doesn't. Okay, no. It doesn't ruin the song.
It
But
doesn't.
it doesn't improve the song. If they could have just gotten like a guy that sounds like a person,
Just a better rapper. I know you know one, Patrick. You had one on your solo album. He was pretty good. Why don't you get him back?
Get someone that'll like say bank account in a way that's not B of A, and then like just be
Please.
like, there you go.
That makes sense. People know what the fuck that means.
Probably Bank of America.
I hate rap music. I truly hate it.
That being said, both of the songs that they have rap parts in are masterpieces.
That being said, we really like 21 Pilots. I don't consider them rap music, though.
No.
They just
they have rap breaks
in
that
their
are good.
songs sometimes. But a lot of
Every
it's
time I
pretty
say
common.
the word rap break, it makes me think of that one thing that John Oliver had in one of his things.
What?
It was like a Cars for Kid thing, but it was like the Chinese propaganda video that had like a rap break in it that was really bad.
Good.
That went in a direction.
Chinese propaganda. We've officially gotten far off track.
I'm sorry. Anyway, back to Nico and the Niners. It's very tied into the world. Like, Jumpsuit is tied into the world, but Nico and the Niners is, like, double.
Yeah, it's very...
It's, like, as we said, Nico is the name of one of the bishops of Dima, and there's 9, so it's obviously Nico and the Niners is the 9, like, bishops, and Nico is the one that Clancy was in, and Clancy's escaping them. And then it's, like, East is Up is a lyric in that song, and that was on several of the things on the website.
It was one of the weird cryptic hints. Wasn't expecting that to have any play on anything ever.
I thought it was just gonna be this weird way of, like, telling people to, like, turn the map so they could, like...
Yeah, I didn't think it was any... I totally forgot that was even a thing until I heard Nico and the Niners, and they were just like, East is up, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the line, when the bishops come together. Does he say will or won't? I can't tell.
Where?
Like, when he says, when bishops come together, they'll know that Dima don't control us.
Yeah.
Is he they're saying will, right? I couldn't, like...
Where do they say will? What?
They... Come together, they will know that Dima don't control us. They're saying will,
yeah.
right?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I thought they were saying. Then one time I listened to it, I was like, are they saying won't? Sorry, I wasn't sure. But I think it's will. And then, there's the bishops, and then, Dima and stuff. So it's like, whereas jumpsuit, I feel like jumpsuit, without the line cover me in it, it doesn't really have anything that, like, it relates to it when like, the thing is, but it's like, it can kind of be like a song that you can understand without having the context. It's a song that you can understand without the context of the website, whereas Nico and the Niners
would
probably
just be
not so much.
It would just be hot nonsense.
You might be able to get somewhat of a vibe from it, because again, it's kind of about, like, escaping things and, like, kind of going above everything else, but so much of it is a reference to this world that I feel like that without that context, it can't, like, stand as on its own as well.
Kind of like Danger Days again. Like, na 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 sounds like hot nonsense. It still kind of does, even when you know the context. But, like, when you know the context, you're like, oh, that makes sense. And then some of them, like...
Or, like, with Scarecrow.
Yeah,
where it's like, move your body when the sunlight dies, and everybody hides their bodies from the scarecrows.
Yeah, Scarecrow
it's
just
like,
is hot nonsense.
You're like, what are the scarecrows, My Chemical Romance? And then it's like, oh, they're the minions of this evil corporation. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, that's like hot nonsense without the context, but it was something like Bulletproof Heart. You wouldn't even, like, think you missing anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like, if you listen to Jumpsuit, you wouldn't really think you missing anything.
Yeah.
Unless you watch the music video, in which case you might be like,
Even then,
the music video...
You might just think, okay, they haven't explained everything yet.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you watch a music video, you don't have context for it, you assume they're going to explain it, like with Fall Out Boy, and then one thing with Pete Wentz got fucking murdered with a llama with a shovel.
They
never explained that,
and
though.
look, they're still
I thought they would.
They're still gonna make some music videos. Still.
Yeah.
They haven't. They're not... Most bands make music videos after they've released the album.
Yeah, I mean, they released, like, 21 Pilots had the music video for Heavy Duty Soul, like, 2 years after the album
Yeah, I've heard that Fall Out Boy's actually making a music video.
Oh,
People think it's for Bishop Knife.
Anyway.
They might still leave the llama. We're talking about Fall Out Boy now. Holy shit.
God.
We're still Chinese propaganda still as far as we've gone.
I'm sorry. But yeah, Nico and the Niners is very, very tied into this world. And I feel like without the context to that, you kind of just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that song would be just a steaming hot pile of nonsense.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is kind of, a lot of it seems tied into, like, his jumpsuit. Because, one's called Jumpsuit, and the other one he talks about his jumpsuit. Which I'm presuming is his jacket.
That he was wearing?
Yes. Even though it's not a jumpsuit. So I don't know how you, like, fucked that up that much. But
I think it's a jumpsuit. It might be.
It might be, like, jumpsuits are normally, like, a full body affair.
Yeah, but it's true, but it could be, like, part of a jumpsuit.
That's true. I don't know. But it's very tied to that. And basically, I think what I got from Nico and the Niners is that the basic gist of it is still about, like, him escaping Dima and escaping, like, the control of it, like, under the noses of the bishops, and kind of how, like, the more he gets away from Dima, the more it's kind of, like, hard for him, like, when he's, like, like, I'm higher when I'm heavy and stuff like that, and, like, I'm lighter when I'm lower. It's, like, the closer he is to Dima, the easier everything is. but he knows that it's not right, so he's going and he's getting away from everything, even though it is very difficult.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
So do I.
I'm here for it. I want more. Give us more.
More.
It's been probably like 12 hours
You've
maybe
released
since they released it, but I want
it
more
all
now
today,
immediately.
But we want more still.
Give more.
Release
I
the
want
whole
all.
album.
This is like when we left Infinity War and I was like, give me part 2 right now.
this second.
You don't have any time to work on it. You gotta have it ready for me right now or I'm unstanding. Though, of course, obviously, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for more. Do you have anything else that you want to say, really?
There was something, but I forgot what it was.
We're probably going to make a third podcast about 21 Pilots when the whole ass album is
Yeah.
released in October, so
We're gonna have a lot of podcasts about music, guys. If you didn't know, this music is a pretty big part of our lives at this point.
We enjoy it too much.
Yeah, it's how long is my playlist now? Like 420 songs. Yeah.
Mine's almost 500.
It's getting out of hand.
Mine's like 489 or something.
How long is my playlist?
I'm looking my playlist up right now.
It's 459 songs.
My friend's angry about something and I accidentally opened her text and I can't answer it. Oopsies.
So that's...
Let me see how long mine is. I moved where the Spotify app on my phone is, so every time I look for it, it takes me a hot ass minute. Let me see. It's called I Have a Problem.
Oh yeah, mine is called It's Gotten Out of Hand.
Where do you check how long it is?
On desktop it tells you how many songs there are on it.
Okay.
I don't think you can on mobile anymore.
That's so gross. I want to know how long it was. Last I checked, it was like 27 hours. So, it's probably longer than that now.
Anyway. There was something
back.
I wanted to say, and I just can't remember what it is anymore.
Oh no.
Let's just sit in silence for 4 minutes.
And now I just sit in silence.
What were we talking about before we got way off?
We were talking about him like escaping Dima, even though it's easier for him to stay
before
there.
that.
Oh shit, I don't know. The jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Does it have something to do with the jumpsuit?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Oh no. I'm assuming it has something
that
to do...
thing about like escaping even though it's harder, that's pretty punk rock too.
Yeah.
They're punk rock. I'm here for it. I'm here for them becoming punk rock.
I know.
I'm here for anything becoming punk rock. I'm here for the whole world becoming punk rock.
Hot Topic should make those like versions of those like stickers that say death metal on a rainbow, but then just have it say punk rock.
Yes, I would.
Because I don't listen to death metal, but I listen to punk rock.
Yeah. I already have one of the rainbow patches that says everything sucks, though. We're also a little emo, if you haven't caught on to the fact that we listened to that by the fact that we listened to 21 Pilots and My Chemical Romance. And Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. That just, like, tipped you off on us being punk rock and emo. We are.
I'm really sad that you guys didn't. My mom and her almost got me this like patch for my jacket that just has like a rainbow on it or something that just says I'm a ray.
No, it's just a box.
It was just a box that just said I'm a ray of fucking sunshine, and I really wish they got that for me.
Back then we were thinking, Mom was like, but what if he wants to wear it to school? But now
I'm in college and I don't give a shit, so that's what you get me for my birthday this year. Fun fact. You don't have a choice. Yeah, the boys are back. We've waited for so long. They haven't even... Well, it's been over a year and they, like, haven't even been, like... They haven't, like, done anything.
Thinking,
they've been dead, basically.
That's
they haven't
true.
even...
It's been,
people
like...
figured out about... Josh getting a dog and, like, shaving his hair off because someone took a picture of him at an award thing. He was wearing a hat and you couldn't see his hair. And because freaking Debbie Ryan or someone posted a picture and was just, like, dog sitting for someone. And we were all like, it's Josh's dog! Like, they haven't given us anything. The only
That's
thing
true. I was thinking, a year's pretty short for a hiatus, but I was thinking of like a hiatus between albums, but they released Blurryface in like 2015, so it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, so
since
it's
their
been
last album.
Yeah, it's been
And for
3
one of
years
those
since
years,
the
they
last
were
album.
doing absolutely nothing.
They didn't tour. They didn't do interviews. They didn't do anything.
They didn't make music.
They didn't make music videos. They didn't post pictures on Instagram. The only thing that we had telling us that they were alive was the occasional people being like, haha, I just saw Josh yesterday, and like one tweet that Jenna put out in like January saying that Tyler had been doing nothing but sitting inside and playing a video game for 3 weeks straight. That was the only indication we had that they were actual humans and we didn't just mass hallucinate all of everything for a year.
That's fair.
But yeah,
21 Pilots
Boys are
is
back.
a mass hallucination confirmed. That'd
Boys
be
are
right
back.
up their aesthetic.
They're bopping. You're right. That's like the I don't know how, but they found me aesthetic.
They're trying real hard to feel like a mass hallucination, I think. They want people to wonder if they're real.
I love it.
I love
Anyway,
it too.
yeah, they're back. They're bopping. And they're pulling a Danger Days confirmed.
Hopefully.
You heard it here, folks, first, and by that, you heard it here, folks, first. You heard it here first, folks. And by that, I mean, if they don't do it, I will cry, because I really like when people do that. So, yeah,
Here's the concept albums.
the boys are back. That's all. Thank you.
The boys are back.
The boys